Watching Morning Live here on Channel 404. We still bring you the latest regarding the ocean's economy, but we're crossing over to our reporter Blain Herman once again in Durban. This is the last one for you, Blain. A very good morning to you once again.
Yeah, very good morning to you. South Africa is indeed surrounded by vast ocean, but the question is, are we taking full advantage of that? Now, in terms of research, the oceans could potentially contribute about 177 billion rand to the South African GDP. It could also potentially create about over 1 million jobs by the year 2033. Now, these jobs could very well come from the shipbuilding sector. Now, we've just seen the Mvezo, a new tug that set sail from Durban to Port Elizabeth. What's so special about this? Well, it was built right here in Durban, and it was the first of 9 to be built. Now, let's bring in Karl Weisner. He is from Southern African Shipyards. He knows all about this. Karl, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you. Good morning.
Your company is contracted to build these 9 tugs. Tell us about this program.
Thank you. Good morning from Durban. Yes, we've been contracted to build 9 powerful tugs for Transnet. These tugs are used to be able to move our ships in our harbours. These 9 tugs will be delivered over 42 months, and then once they've been delivered, we'll do some operational testing in Durban, and thereafter they will be detached to the different ports of South Africa.
They should be completed by when? 2018?
2018, yes. By the second quarter of 2018, the last one would have been delivered.
This built right here in Durban, it's something special, isn't it?
Absolutely. The fact that a country has a local shipbuilding industry which can capacitate the nation in terms of the maritime economy is essential.
Yeah.
So we are very grateful for this contract, and we see this contract not only as an event, but hopefully as a continuum for the sustainment of the ship and growth of the shipbuilding industry in the country.
Yeah. Sustaining, preserving it, that's important. We're talking about job creation. We're talking about socioeconomic sustainability, in fact. Tell us about the empowerment aspect of Operation Phakisa.
Certainly. We must understand that tugs, boats, ships are built out of steel. Steel is a labor-intensive process in the manufacturing of the steel as well as the use of that steel. So the steel will come in the shipyard. We need to cut, fabricate, weld, grind. So it provides tremendous opportunities for artisan training, and it also provides us an opportunity to take graduates from universities in internship programs where they can be exposed to the maritime industry and exposed to shipbuilding.
Yeah.
And that's part of developing the new generation of South Africa. That means the sustainment of the industry, not only through a singular contract, but through multiple contracts, is essential for the empowerment of the next generation.
Karl, give us a bit of history in terms of shipbuilding. I mean, I remember it's a bit of a start-stop fashion, isn't it, over the years?
Correct, yeah. By virtue of the legacy of the country, there was tremendous focus on land, and there wasn't the necessary interest or understanding given to the oceans. Now, we almost like a late starter have come to realization of the importance of the oceans for South Africa, not only in terms of trade, but in terms of renewable and non-renewable resources. To exploit those opportunities, you need to be able to have a shipbuilding industry in the country, which provides you the platforms not only for presence and security, but also the platforms to move cargo and to provide a support capability for vessels that have been delivered.
Are we attracting enough business in terms of ship repair, shipbuilding to South Africa in terms of these vessels coming in?
That requires a partnership between government and the private sector. You know, the government is there to provide the policy framework and the necessary enablers for the shipbuilding industry to invest. That really means long timelines, long-term concessions and long-term rebates, so that the shipbuilding industry can invest in the equipment, invest in the skills, invest in people development, so that you can be competitive in the global market.
And Operation Phakisa helps in this?
Yes. Operation Phakisa, remember, is an operation. Operation means it's an action plan. Shipbuilding is not only just an action plan, it's also a strategy. You know, how are you rolling out successive actions into a strategy so that South Africa can be competitive for shipbuilding in the global market?
Karl, thank you very much indeed for your time. That was Karl Weisner from the Southern African Shipyards talking to us about their contract to build 9 tugs right here in Durban. The Mvezo set sail from Durban to Port Elizabeth, and it's where we find my colleague Janine Lee, who's